What's up, savages? It's Monday. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody had a great weekend. I did. I sat around watching all the drama with RandomCoin, if anybody was keeping up with that. Anybody in chat that has anything to do with RandomCoin? Y'all holding any? You check it out, the asset layer or anything like that? Last week, Friday, we mined. I'm going to forget. What was it? Somebody remind me. Golly, what was it? I do not remember. That was so long ago. I'm so tired. I only got like 2 hours of sleep, so last night. So I'm like, I can't remember anything. But basically, whatever it was, we mined it pretty quick, and we were able to get it done. If you're new to this show, basically what we do is I randomly select I use a random number generator, Google's, and I have a list of, now it's 153 GPU-mineable coins, and then I do the random number generator, and we pick a coin, or I pick a coin a little bit earlier now, and whatever it lands on, we go through the motions of mining it, typically using Simple Mining OS. So it's kind of cool, you know, it's a neat idea to just randomly do it. That way you get like a lot of practice on all the different algorithms. You get practice on looking stuff up, and it kind of helps, especially new folks, or new miners. Let me show you something that happened though over the weekend, or actually it happened today. So if you weren't following the RandomCoin issues, basically, you know, they were supposed to enable the asset layer on, was it October 31st, and it didn't happen because there was one large pool that was holding up the process, because they all had to upgrade their wallets and the pools and all that stuff to actually support the asset layer. So it's like a voting situation, and there was one pool that wasn't upgrading, so it was holding back the asset layer. Anyway, it finally got done, and it was enabled earlier today. And while I was at work today, I was like, man, I got to get home and, you know, register create my asset. Well, while I was doing that, I mean, once I got home, I created my SavageMine asset, so I got it. I'm good. But I was thinking, I was like, who else, you know, what other assets could I register? Because this was like a big deal whenever it was first implemented, you know, the whole asset layer thing, and who was going to get whose asset. Because once you get it, it's yours. I mean, you can transfer it to somebody else, but it's your asset. So I registered SavageMine. I looked up BrandonCoin, and his wasn't registered yet. But I also looked up Bits Be Trippin'. I looked up BBT, and that one was already taken. But I looked up Bits Be Trippin', and that one wasn't taken. And let check this out. So I'll bring up the screen. Let me get to where I'm going here. Let's see here. Yeah, let me get back over here. Give me a second, guys. All right. Get rid of this. Show that. All right, so you should be looking at the tweet. So Bits Be Trippin' tweeted out, hey, I did not get the BBT asset name on RandomCoin. However, did get Bits Be Trippin', right? Well, that was like 5 minutes after I looked for it and saw that it was, you know, available. So I, you know, tweeted him back like, hey, you know, I had Bits Be Trippin' queued up and ready to go. I just didn't pull the trigger. It cost like 25 bucks or something like that. And no lie, if I was to get it, because he had mentioned it on one of his streams, like, it's going to be a fight to get these names, you know, I was going to give it to him, or, you know, transfer it to him for whatever the cost was. So not a big deal. I wasn't trying to, you know, do something shady or anything. I wouldn't do that to somebody. But the cool thing was that I was recording it because I was recording myself creating SavageMine, right? So I just let it run and I did this. You can see right here, it's kind of hard to see. Let me actually go to the video. Show you this real quick. So yeah, right here I searched for check availability on BBT, which he said like, hey, that one's already taken. And so I looked up bits be tripping, and right here, check availability, boom, valid asset. So I could have registered it right there and took it forever. And then 5 minutes after that, he tweeted out that, you know, that he got this one. So it's kind of funny, kind of cool little story. But anyway, I'm gonna close this, close that, and oh, let me see here. I got to show you what we chose for today. I am so rambling. I told y'all I'm kind of tired, so I ramble whenever I'm tired, I guess. Let's see. I think I can do this. So I ran the random number generator and came up, you know, it was 2 through 153. And it came up with 58. And 58 ended up being an old school coin that came out in 2014, I believe August or something like that in 2014. 58. HALCYON. Now, I don't know anything about this, or I didn't know anything about it. It's an older coin. I think that it's kind of abandoned. I don't know. Has anybody else ever heard of this? Because I don't know. Anyway, let's get into it. I think in the video here, I go ahead and start filling stuff out. So I'll just let that run so you can kind of catch you up to where I'm at. Because I go to their Bitcoin talk and I look up some stuff. And anyway, so you can see right here, I'm going to look them up on Bitcoin talk. And this is where I think I learned that it was 2014. It is a NeoScript algorithm, and it seems like it has either switched to proof of stake and / proof of work, some proof of work, some proof of stake. But it seems like it tried to implement early on like some type of privacy, like a privacy coin using NeoScript, which is kind of odd. But because they talk about this peer point layer or something like that. I'll get to that in a minute. I'm just going to let this run. What's up, Yashnik? So let me get out of there. I'll stop this. And then we'll go over here to this is the original Bitcoin Talk thread that I ran into, the first one, whenever I searched for it. You can see right here, 24 December of 2014. But down through here, they have one where they say original, somewhere on here it says original, yeah, here we go, original announcement thread. So I went to that one, and it looks more like this, so I don't know why they have two. This one looks a little bit better to me, and you can see right here, scroll down, nope, it's up here somewhere. Yeah, right here, peer send anonymity. So, you know, they implemented some type of anonymous thing. It talks about buying nootropics, some services. It doesn't look like anything too spectacular. And again, if you go to their, actually this one I didn't even look at the whole thread. I mean, it's got 79 and it came out in 2014. That's not a lot, you know. I mean, the last entry on this one was March 14th. Okay, so now now they jump to another thread. And this happens a lot where it's a coin that keeps shifting from, you know, one set of developers to another. Anyway, good grief, I'm rambling. All right. This is their website. Not impressed at all. I already downloaded their wallet, which was from right here for Windows binaries. So let's go ahead and run the wallet just to make sure that we're going to have a mineable address. I'll just let it go right there. It is a standard Qt wallet. Here's all the stuff that I've already got. So it is a standard Qt wallet that I, basically from what I can tell, because it had a Qt name in there. I didn't look up I think this is going to be SG Miner for AMD, if I'm not mistaken, for NeoScript. I mean, I'm sure you can use others, but I like to, pick one that works and then keep rocking with it. So let's go back over here. Yep, just a regular old Qt. I'll run it as administrator. Hopefully that doesn't crash my... Yep, and it did. Alright. Yeah, this happened last time too. I wonder if I can get that back somehow. This happened last time. It's got to do with, because I'm using this free version of OBS, and they had fixed it at one point, I think, and then now it's not working again. Let me see if I switch. Ah, there we go. Got it back. Okay, so we're good, right? Everybody good? All right, so we've got a wallet now. What are we talking about, Bitcoin Jake? You're talking about the wallet? Yeah, if I wasn't able to run them, we wouldn't be able to do this show. Unless we use like a web wallet or something like that. Alright, so we're going to get a mining address here. Let me, I think I should be able to edit this. We'll just call it mining. I just like to throw the label in there. And we'll copy this, copy address. I'll clean that up later. And we'll throw this into our wallet receiving address. And then we need a pool and a port. And that's one thing I didn't look up yet. But I did go to what to mine. They are on there, which was kind of cool. They're actually on one exchange. And they have several pools here listed. We'll go with, this is what I want to, so this one says 72. It's got some hash rate here. Now, is this talking about the whole pool, or is it talking about for this particular coin? Let's check it out. All right. See if we can find. Let's just do a pool explorer. See if we can speed it up a little bit. I'm guessing that it'll be on here because it was on what to mine, and it's also on CoinMarketCap. It's a 2-cent coin right now. It has had its moments though. It shot up, at whenever the pumps happened here. Went all the way up to, I think, $1 and something. $1.43, maybe even $2 there. I don't know. All right, let's see here. See what's going on with this one. A hash pool, huh? Okay. Where is NeoScript? This is like one of those multi-mining pools, I guess. Let's see what we got over here. I'm not familiar with any. Oh, there's Z-Pool. I think I'm familiar with that one. All right. How to mine here. Let's go with NeoScript. Currency. No, Not going to be able to do it. All right, somebody find us a pool. I hear you, Bitcoin Jake. I hear you. Maybe I can set up a virtual machine for that kind of stuff in the future. I will look at that for sure. Let's go back to their to mine. All right, I'm probably gonna overlook it here. If I pass it, let me know. We just need to get a pool. I probably should have got that before we started. I thought that was going to be the easy part. I don't see it on here. Oh, that's script anyway. Here we go. We are, man, I just totally rambling there at the beginning. Ate up some time there. All right. Somebody find me a pool. Anybody? Yeah, let me go to their Bitcoin talk. I know it was on. I saw some on here, I believe. Yeah, see, it says Z-Pool. Let me just go back to that right there. We'll try it like this. Without even going to it, we'll just run this. All right, so let's try CC Miner first on our NVIDIA rig. Add group, go to CC Miner. We'll use this one. How do y'all say that? Is it TP Ruvo? I don't know what it is. All right, HAL, NeoScript. I don't know what pool we're using. What do we choose? Z-Pool, I think. All right, go get our receiving address here real quick. Maybe. Paste it in there. Let me zoom up on this a little bit. Ah, shoot. Where did that go? Probably have to start over. Now we gotta go get that again. Go get the miner config there. Put our address back in there. Password X. And then add group. So let's go to rig list, see if it works. NVIDIA rig, group config, HAL. We will, let's throw it a, we'll try reload first. What else is going on in the crypto space today? Anything? Not too much news. I've been keeping up with the RavenCoin thing, and that's about it. Oh, so it already restarted back here. That's cool. I reloaded. And it is attached to the pool. And it is mining. Let's see if we get a little bit of hash rate showing up here. What are my plans? Nothing. I don't have any plans for it. I just had to get it, you know. I did look for yours, and it was out there, so I don't know. Bitcoin Jake, basically, it is something that it's implemented in other projects as well. But the cool thing about RavenCoin is it's a community project. There's just like a group of developers that commit some time to it, and there's no CEO, there was no pre-mine, there was no ICO, all that stuff. It's just seriously a community project that they've enabled. The goal of RavenCoin is the creation and transfer of assets, right? So what might end up happening with it is something like security tokens. Like you can, basically you can tokenize anything. And the example that I gave that I kind of like as far as like a business, you could take, like let's say I built rigs for people to, and then I hosted their GPUs, just for example. Then what I could do with SavageMine, that particular asset, is I could issue tokens to the people who own assets that are in a rig, like let's say that they buy a GPU and I host it for them. Then I can put the JSON metadata inside of the token or the asset and send that to them, and now that proves their ownership. And then you can use that token, or I can use the token, because I own the top level of it, the SavageMine, to either send them the profits that are generated by the rig or by their particular GPU, or I can let's say there were 7 different investors. Let's say you had a 7 GPU rig and you had 7 investors. Well, how do you decide on what that rig is going to mine, right? So you could do a vote. So that's another function that they're going to enable, is like voting. And then there's also messaging. So I could message them, all the holders of the token, and then see they can transfer it between each other too. It doesn't have to be that particular person. They could transfer that token to another user as well, or sell it, or whatever. But nonetheless, that asset has ownership, or shows ownership of that particular device, or you could set it up that way. Another example that they use, that Bruce Fenton and those guys want people to use, is gaming, because gaming is a little bit safer than doing what I'm talking about, and they want to, it's like a proof of concept kind of thing. They don't want people to jump in and start creating assets for airplanes and stuff like that, because it might not be ready for that. You're basically trying something that is experimental in nature, right? So it's better to do it in games. Like you would have the example that Bitcoin Bitsby Trippin gave was dragging kill points in like a video game, online multiplayer game. Things like that you can transfer and have ownership and transfer from one user to another. I don't play that type of game, so I don't know exactly how, but I do the business side of it. So whenever this first came out, that's all I was thinking about, was like, man, how could this be used for business, So that's pretty much a quick rundown. I don't think this thing is mining. I think that there's no hash rate or anything. So I think that we need to throw the actual what we're trying to mine in there, the coin or the ticker or whatever you want to call it. Let me see if I can get that in there real quick, because it was part of the miner options. I just left it out. So I think that we need to put an algorithm in here. maybe. I don't know. Try it out. Let me catch up with the chat here. I agree with you, Shubby. I think that the gaming industry is probably going to help a lot with you know, mass adoption kind of things, and it kind of always kind of starts there, right? With any, you know, gaming has driven technology for many years as far as, you know, GPU performance, you know, system performance. In the beginning, it was CPU performance, you know, and games were driving all that. And I do think that it's going to play a critical role in the adoption of crypto for sure. I mean, I saw someone that mentioned, I think they already do it in a way, or someone's working on it. But could you imagine tokenizing, or not tokenizing, but having crypto inside of Fortnite? Like being able to, instead of having to break out a credit card and buy skins or whatever you buy with it, you could do it with crypto, right? Imagine the instant adoption that would provide. I mean, that would be huge, you know. But I do think that there are companies already working on that, or all, projects that are already working on that. Let's see what this thing is doing now. Okay, so it's showing. Well, I'll let it run. See what it comes up with. I think it's going to be different this time, hopefully. Yeah, I know Engine has a pretty cool, or they had, I don't know if it's still out there, a pretty cool wallet too. I do, you know, again, the gaming is going to drive a lot of it. Yeah, I've got a how to mine Raven video that I go a little bit into what RandomCoin is, you know. Probably their white paper is a pretty easy read. I would probably recommend doing that. Maybe, you know, it's not that long. It's not like one of those 80-page white papers. So if you just go to RandomCoin.org, it's over there. They have one white paper for the actual algorithm, the X16R, and then they had another one for the talking about the assets and things like that. And another cool thing about RandomCoin, not to only talk about RandomCoin tonight, but they kind of mirror Bitcoin, because they were announced on, you know, October 31st. They started January 3rd of this year. So because it's a Bitcoin fork, you know, they follow that pattern, you know. So it's kind of neat the way that they do it. I'm into it. I like it. I should have never stopped mining it. I started mining it back in March, you know, and it had only been out like a couple months. I think I was getting, man, at the time 200 or 300 a day or something like that, maybe more. And I stopped. You know, I started spec mining and doing all kinds of other stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I like it. And it has been on a pretty good tear. I mean, I think it's up to 5 cents now, something like that. I don't know. All right, so it is 9:59, and as you know, we have to stop at 10 so that we can head over and see BrandonCoin. I don't know if this thing is actually mining. I'll look into it and figure it out. But thanks everybody for tuning in, and I will see y'all tomorrow night at the same time, 9:30. Thanks for stopping by.